Promise Land. We deliver the result.
They were promised a Canadian dream. Many now say the dream was a lie. Victims say they were scammed into thinking they had jobs, then recruiting others into the same trap.
So basically our job is also to look for other candidates who might be interested to come here in Canada.
Life savings gone.
I felt like I'm never gonna get my money back anymore.
In what this former employee calls a pyramid scheme.
All these documents that they got the clients sign are bogus. It means nothing.
The company? Promise Land Consultancy. The target? Filipinos looking for a better life.
The immigration scams in Canada are out of control. This is the second time I'm covering these scams that are happening in Canada, where people are being tricked that if you move to Canada, either as a student or you move in to work, you will be getting citizenship so easy, so automatic. For that, you just need to pay me $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 and we'll give you the citizenship. That easy. So many people and students are falling for this. The first video I did was about these Indian students who are being tricked. They moved to Canada and then they were being sent to for-profit colleges, and it was just a miserable thing that is happening to them. And it's all for nothing. Now, I thought it was only happening to Indians moving to Canada, but nope, I was wrong. It's happening to even Filipinos. Now, enough talking. Let's just get to the video. I'll be giving my opinion as we go on, but let's get to the video. Enough talking.
And my kids were excited about the snow. We were about to move to St. John's. That was the plan.
Christian Ray Sualog lives in the Philippines. He's an accountant with 3 kids.
A lot of people here are struggling, to provide for their families.
Last year, a friend reached out with an opportunity in Canada.
It looked legitimate to me because he was my close friend. So I said, okay, I trust you. I don't know the company, but I put my trust in you. So let's talk about this. So that's how I met the Promise Land Consultancy.
The promise? Pay $25,000 and the consultancy would do the paperwork, securing Sualog and his family permanent residency in Canada and a job in Newfoundland. He paid half in advance, more than $12,000.
I had to borrow money. I had to use my car as collateral so I can raise the first payment.
That is normally the MO. You have to pay us this amount and then we're gonna be, helping you with the paperwork and all these things. It happened a lot to Indians, Indian students. That's why there's a lot of Indians in Canada. If you ask them, how did you get here? Most of them came through, as students. Because most of them, they sign up and then they sign up to these agencies that promises them that they're going to be going to colleges in Canada. Canada has lots of great universities, so it's a great selling point. But the moment they arrive there in Canada, they realize either most of them end up in for-profit colleges. If you know anything about for-profits, they are not really that good. You end up in for-profits. They are taken advantage of because they pay double the fees. And it is just, it's so disappointing how people take advantage of people who are in desperate circumstances. But that's life. So this guy working as an accountant is risking $25,000. No offense to Philippines, but I think $25,000 can actually do some good in Philippines if you start a business or something like that. It's not worth spending it to go to Canada and start a new life and all that. But let's continue the video.
Then, nothing. No job, no refund, no Canada.
It's heart-shattering. And I barely slept since middle of last year.
Turns out, Sualog and his friend were both caught up in a recruiting scheme run out of Vancouver.
We are the La Chica family. We are now here in Vancouver, Canada.
The Promise Land Consultancy, or PLC, offered an immigration fast track,
Thanks to the help of the Promise Land Consultancy,
handling the paperwork for student visas, work permits, even permanent residency. Online posts targeted the Filipino population.
Hi, I'm Joseph Miranda and I'm from Vancouver, Canada.
Its CEO, Joseph Miranda, a picture of success, showing off cars,
Electric car, so beautiful. And look at the interior.
living large, taking trips.
Wait, so this no-neck guy is the one scamming people? Like, no, I would say no offense, but actually I mean it offensively. This guy with no neck is the one tricking hundreds of people to giving him cash. He's living like flying first class and all these things when people are suffering. Like, look at that guy back in Philippines, gave away 25,000 like his car as collateral, and he's stuck still in Philippines, now in debt. And this guy is out here smiling, like you can see all his teeth, even wisdom teeth, all happy and singing Kumbaya, holding hands, while people suffer. Like this is ridiculous. And man, let's just continue.
In the beginning, it seemed like a promising company.
Rosanna Salida is a licensed immigration consultant. She was hired by the Promise Land Consultancy in March 2024. She saw red flags when she met her co-workers.
After a week, I found out that they have hired tourists. Half of the people working there are all visitors. And they said that all of them are their clients.
Red flag, because under almost all circumstances, it's illegal for people on a visitor visa to work in Canada. Here's what she figured out was happening. People would pay thousands of dollars to the Promised Land to secure a job. While they were waiting, the consultancy hired some of them to recruit others, even though they were not legally able to work. And she says, as far as she could tell, there were no real jobs.
You can tell that the visitors were so shocked that they realized that they've been duped.
On top of that, Salida says the company fraudulently used her signature.
See, there's my signature, digital signature that I used.
More than a dozen times.
So all these documents that they got the clients sign are bogus. It means nothing.
After a month on the job, Salida quit. But first, she downloaded all the documents she could. CBC News added up the fees from those contracts and others we obtained. We found in a 9-month period between August 2023 and May 2024, PLC charged more than $2 million in fees to more than 150 people and collected at least $500,000.
Like, my question still is, where are the Canadian authorities? Because if a news organization can do investigation like this and find that out, where is the police? Like, what's the police doing? Like, is there like a donut sale in Canada? Or like, what's happening? Like, is there a donut sale? They are having a stampede at the donut shop. Like, what's happening to the police in Canada? If all these is like, people know about these things. You can just ask anybody in the street. Like, even if you stop immigrant, ask them, how did you get to Canada? They might tell you either through student visa or something like that. And then they might share the story with you. If you, like, the police needs to do better, because it's ridiculous. These companies are just running like they're operating normal business when they're destroying people's lives. Like, come on.
Some may have gotten what they paid for, but not these protesters.
They never delivered on their promise.
Late last year, they gathered outside the Promise Land's Vancouver office demanding refunds.
Tama na! Sobra na! Refund!
That's where we met Michael. We aren't using his real name. He's worried about repercussions.
Basically, our job is to look for some people who might be interested to come here in Canada as well.
Michael was one of the visitors who paid money for a job he never got and ended up having to recruit others. He lost his life savings and feels guilty for the role he played.
These people are suffering right now because they couldn't get the refund, and for some of them, they tried to reach us to get help, but we couldn't really do anything as well because we couldn't even help ourselves.
That's messed up, man. That's effed up. Like you've been scammed, but you're like, well, let me try to, like, you're in this loop, like endless loop where you've been scammed. Now you're helping scam other people. You know they are being scammed, but I guess you have to do what you have to do. Like that's messed up. But I understand why he's Michael, not his real name. I understand why he's all covered up like he's, I don't know, man. It's bad, man. It's bad. I really hate, if there's something I hate, is I hate scammers and thieves. Man, like I just want to punch a hole through the screen that I'm watching. But before we continue, please consider liking and subscribing. Let's continue.
CBC News has learned Canada Border Services is investigating Promise Land Consultancy. That agency could recommend criminal charges to prosecutors. That's on top of 15 labor complaints and 11 lawsuits. And the Philippine government itself has put out a warning about the company. We reached out repeatedly to CEO Joseph Miranda and got no response. So we visited the Promised Land's last Vancouver location and found a sheriff's notice on the door. You can see there's the British Columbia Sheriff's Service on the door. It says, "We've made many attempts at contacting you."
That's it. Like, they left a note at the door, the same way pizza guys or the restaurants leave their menu on the mailbox. Like that's what the police is doing. Like, come on, man. Like, by now, they should have done something, even gotten in touch with Interpol or something to get this guy, because clearly by now he's not in Canada. If the news is covered this, he's definitely not in Canada. He's probably somewhere enjoying life, scamming other people, and the police is just leaving a sticker note, like a post-it note. They just told an intern, hey, just print this out and then go stick it at the door of these people. Then the people they read the note, and they're like, oh, fuck it, we have to bail. We have to bail now because they're on to us. But maybe we'll just go down the street because it looks like the police don't really follow up on these things. Like, it's ridiculous, man. Let's continue.
We called Joseph Miranda's cell phone. No answer. Others are desperate to get answers too.
This is the bankrupt that I gave it to Joseph. That's worth 10,000.
Lillian Tanoha is fighting to get her money back. She's a personal care worker in Vancouver. She paid $10,000 to the Promised Land Consultancy to secure a student visa for her niece. When nothing came through, she took Joseph Miranda to small claims court.
This is also my first time to go to the small court and file the case. So everything here is just new to me.
After an initial ruling in her favor, she received an e-transfer for $2,000. She's still fighting for the other 8.
If somebody there connected to Joseph Miranda.
She even tried to deliver documents in person to Joseph Miranda.
I think anger really drives you to do it. Like, you're angry, you really wanted to do, not for yourself, but for everybody.
I despise them, and that still would be an understatement.
Christian Ray Sualog is about to lose his car. He expects it will be seized soon to pay off the debt he took on to pay the Promised Land. The family's days of dreaming of a new life in Newfoundland are over.
We actually know all the roads in St. John's, almost all of them, because we would do street view in Google Maps and show the kids what we're gonna do when we get there. So we just dreamt of going there. I dreamt of providing for my oh my God, sorry, sorry.
The Promise Land is no longer operating in BC, but they have set up shop in California.
Now they're in California. It's business as usual. Now they're going to be scamming other Filipinos now with an American dream, which will be a nightmare to be continued. Like, this is crazy. It's crazy that it's allowed to happen. I mean, it's easy to blame the victims and say, you could have known, like, you should have known. Like, if anybody's asking for money for all this, it's a scam. But you have to realize not everybody has that, that ability. Some people need to be protected. That's how life is. Some people need to be told, hey, this is a scam. They need protection. So, yeah, it's not obvious for everyone. But what's obvious for me is you should leave me a like and a subscription. And, of course, share this on all their networks. I'll see you.
Oh, my goodness. All the networks. Wow. All the networks.